And bring on the Reds. Steubenville Big Red taking the field, and we will take a break and be back with the opening kickoff from Harding Stadium. The game of the week between Steubenville Big Red and Beaver Local is up next. And welcome back. There's the opening kickoff. We're underway. Beaver Locals, Ethan Russell out across the 20 to the 30 to the 43-yard line. Josh McLeod on the tackle for Beaver Local. But excellent return by Ethan Russell. And the kicker, Brennan Stover, really helped slow him enough to help McLeod come up and make that tackle.
Well, I tell you, Stevie Davis also out there, number 8, made him sort of slow down, change direction so that Josh McLeod could come over and make the tackle. But he had a nice running lane in there. And Beaver Local has great field position on our own 39-yard line, 1st and 10.
And a lot of talk this year about Beaver Local changing their offense. This doesn't look like the Beaver Local that you've known over the past few years. A lot more spread formations, a lot more offense out of the gun. Ethan Russell's our quarterback, big threat running the football, and he will do just that on 1st down. And Russell trying to sweep over the corner will be thrown for a loss of a yard. Let's take a look at the starting offense for the Beavers of head coach Rich Wright, and Ethan Russell is the guy that makes go. He's the quarterback. Devin Ludwig, your running back. Slot backs, Matt Clutter and Ben Atkins. Sean Mercer, Jared Osborne. The wideouts, Derek Wolf. At tackle, Zach Beiser, Dustin Sprouse, Derek Johnston, and Russell Paw. That is the offensive line for the Beaver Local Beavers. Actually calling a gain of 1, brings up 2nd down and 9. Russell in the gun, little bubble pass off to the near side. And they get a 1st down into Big Red territory at the 49, and on that catch was Ben Atkins. So 1st down, Beaver Local, the Big Red defense. Montgomery, Dugan, Owens, and Gregory, your line. Banks, Markakis leading the way at linebacker. Jackson, Davis, Gossett, and Gilbert is your secondary.
Nice little bubble screen that time by Beaver Local. It's a real popular play out of this formation, so we'll see if they're going to be able to maintain this.
Ludwig on the handoff. He picks up a gain of a couple. Brings up 2nd down, but right now, Beaver Local doing something when I talked to Coach Rich Wright earlier this week that they wanted to do. Big Red has been able to pin teams deep with that opening kickoff, and then teams have gone 3 and out, and that has really set up that offense for Big Red. But now, Beaver Local getting a 1st down, moving the ball into Big Red territory, and that big kickoff return really set this up.
And they go from the no huddle also. There's a flag, delay of game. They're going with the no huddle and they get a delay game penalty. You got to get the signals in from the sideline a little bit quicker, and the quarterback has to relay the play to his offensive linemen and wide receivers and running backs a little quicker. That cost them 5 yards, and had a really nice little drive going here. Picked up about 5 on 1st down. Get penalized here. Instead of being 2nd and 6 or so on, it's going to be 2nd and 12.
2 sidecars next to Russell. There's the handoff. Flag on the play. Movement on the line, and
that's thrown by the head linesman. It usually is against the offense, and it is a procedure penalty against them. 2 5-yard penalties in a row. This is what really kills nice drives when you get them going, Don. Now you're in a 2nd and 17 situation, and here it is right here on the Doan Ford replay.
And it's a lot of that stemming around and jumping around, and that teams need to get used to, but they don't see it. Big Red does a lot of it, and it gets guys to move early. Another flag. Procedure again against Beaver Local.
Wow. It's 3 5-yard penalties in a row, 1 for delay game, 2 procedure penalties. They've lost 15 yards. They're pretty much back where they started this drive on a 39-yard line after the opening kickoff. And they're in a 2nd and 22 situation. And, this is the kind of thing that sort of just like sticks a stake in your heart, when you get something going. And this is not the way that Coach Wright wanted to start this ball game, Don, as you alluded to earlier.
2nd and 22. 2 sidecars next to Russell. And there's the handoff to Ludwig. Nothing doing inside. Bronco Busick, Ryan Dugan helping lead the charge, along with Buster Owens. Keith Gregory in there as well. So 3rd and 22, and one of the many things the Big Red's been outstanding at this year is pass rush. James Montgomery and Roland Owens have been outstanding, coming up from sacks and pressuring the quarterback. So they should have their ears pinned back and be flying right here. 3rd and 22, Russell going to keep it. Not much going there, so Beaver Local will be forced to punt. But that drive, Beaver Local, quite frankly, shot themselves in the foot.
They sure did. And, the one thing that you can't do against Big Red, you can't run plays that take a while to develop. Big Red's defensive linemen and linebackers are so quick to the ball, to get off their blocks and to run to the ball. If you're going to run against them, you have to run something that's going to be quick.
And if you're punting your Beaver Local, you need to know where Stevie Davis is, and he's down here on this lower side on the edge. McLeod deep. Good pressure by the punt team. He gets the punt away, a high kick. McLeod calls for the fair catch, and Big Red will take over on their own 28. We will take a timeout. 8:38 to go first quarter. We're scoreless on the WTOV9.com scoreboard. And we're back. Big Red's first possession of the night. 1st and 10 on their own 28. Jeremy Banks comes in motion down to the bottom. Jackson, the low man in the backfield. Markakis now crabbing over. Toss that way. Jackson, he cuts it inside. He'll be brought down from behind, making the tackle. Alan Weber for Beaver Local after a gain of about 3 or 4.
You're not going to see Big Red do a lot of fancy things, Don. They're going to be pretty basic. They'll try to make you make defensive adjustments by throwing different formations at you. But when it comes to, play selection, they're actually pretty basic if you watch them. But they do it so well, and they block so well that they're very difficult to stop.
2nd and 7. Stevie Davis slot to the top side. Jackson a sidecar. Macon will keep it. Kind of picks his way through. And he's going to be about a yard short of the first down, bringing up 3rd and short. Nice block by Jeremy Banks, helping open up that play.
Yeah, a little quarterback draw. It's a fake off of the running back out of that spread formation.
Take a look at the Beaver Local defense. Wolf, Johnston, Murphy, and Ward on the front line. Clutter, Bailey, McCrae, Ludwig, Russell, Mercer, and Thompson, the remaining part of that defense. 3rd and short. Bronco Busick now in at tailback, dotting the I. There is Bronco. He didn't get it. Bronco Busick got met right at the sticks, and among those guys leading the charge was Will McCrae.
I tell you,
they got it. He did get the first down.
You don't see that too often, Bronco Busick being stopped in his tracks, because he's a tough inside runner, and he finishes plays, but that time he really got stood up in the hole.
In your opinion, what do you think Big Red needs to do to take this one home?
Just keep running the ball. 6 or 7 cross buckets. Bread and butter play.
And what do you think is going to end up happening here tonight?
I think we're going to end up beating them by 30, 40 points.
Okay, you know what? We're going to have to get over to the Beaver Local side next and see what they think.
Completed pass from Dwight Macon to Anthony Gossett. We take a look at the Doan Ford replay.
Here it is, just a little waggle action. Back out of the backfield, Anthony Gossett, great hands. Gets in a flat. You can see he's wide open. There isn't anybody there. And again, they make you adjust so much to their formations. They've ran 5 plays in 5 different formations.
1st and 10 at the 42. Owens in motion down to the bottom. Macon rolling this way, unloads it. Pass is caught by Davis. He's got the first down near the 32-yard line, making the tackle Ben Atkins. It should be enough for a first down for Big Red. Nope, they're saying a yard short.
Again, play action. You have to honor Big Red's running game. Here it is right here, a little waggle action. You can see the backside guard, number 74, Brandon Fry, pulling and protecting. Davis runs a little hook pattern to the inside, does a good job of finding the open area, catches the ball, and near the first down marker.
2nd and short. Busick dotting that I. Markakis the fullback. Macon. Play action. He's got his man Markakis. Markakis to the 20, 15, 10. Touchdown, Big Red. Nope. Touchdown, Big Red.
Wow, what a block he got from Jeremy Banks along the sideline. That's what really sprung him. And that, again, was another formation that Beaver Local is seeing for the first time. Nice throw right here. Throw it to the outside. Good hands by Markakis. Watch the block coming up by Banks. Boom, right there. And that's the block that springs him for the touchdown. Great job by the wide receivers blocking for the receptionist.
And Markakis, a nice job tiptoeing down those sidelines for a second. Wasn't sure if he had stepped out or not, but great job by Markakis, the fullback, making the catch and taking it in for the touchdown. Brennan Stover on to attempt the extra point placement, and the kick is up, and it is good. So Steubenville Big Red, they strike first. They lead it by the score of 7-0 on the WTOV9.com scoreboard. 5:55 to go here in the first quarter, and just getting underway here tonight in this one. Join WTOV9 next Friday's game of the week. Oak Glen travels to Buckeye Local to take on the Panthers. Next Friday's WTOV9 game of the week, the only game in town. And Brennan Stover set to kick it up, and a nice kick on the kickoff to start the game. A good return by Ethan Russell of Beaver Local. But Stover has been a huge weapon kicking off into the end zone this year for Big Red. And field it. Bounced up at the 15, spin at the 20, and excellent special teams tackle. Flying in there for Big Red, Jordan McIntyre to knock down the return man, Mitch Thompson.
And I'll tell you, sometimes when that happens, Don, when a deep receiver like that on the kickoff drops the ball, it sort of screws up the return, but it also screws up the coverage as well. But that time, Big Red did a good job of covering downfield. They get it out to the 20-yard line. Not real good field position, but they're not pinned with their backs against their own end zone. See if they can duplicate what they did the last time, move the ball out here near a first down marker on first down.
First and 10 of their 20. Russell looking to keep it, and flag on the play. Could we have movement again on Beaver Local? So it would be the third time.
Sure is.
Big Red will make you make mistakes, but you cannot make the mistakes yourself, and right now they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Well, you got to focus on what you need to do. You can't, be too worried about how much movement they're going to do around there. You need to know what the snap count is and keep that in mind and focus on what your job's going to be.
First and 15. And a handoff, not much going there to the inside, maybe a yard. But I don't care how much you open up your offense. If you're pinned back this deep, you're limited in your play calling, what you can do.
That's right. And now they're back on their 15-yard line. Well, actually, they brought it out with that play probably out to the 17, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 13 after the penalty.
Ludwig the sidecar, Russell in that gun, trips topside. Russell looks to put up for the first time tonight. He's got his man open on a short route, Matt Clutter, and Clutter picks up the first down out to the 35-yard line. So back deep in their own end, they do put it up, and Clutter picks up the first down yardage.
Beaver gives Big Red a little taste of their own medicine, hitting a receiver out here in the flat after a little play-action pass. Nice throw right there, as you can see. Nice reception. I tell you, that's something you won't see very, very often. Stevie Davis missing a tackle. But, Beaver Local got it up there, got it out of their, their own, near their own end zone out to about the 38, 39-yard line. So they're in pretty good shape right now. Let's see if they can keep from penalizing themselves.
And he gets a handoff to Ludwig, but boy, that was almost a disaster. Big Red got in there pretty quick defensively.
That was Bronco Busick coming on a stunt from his inside linebacker position. He got there very, very quickly and disrupted the play. There's a gain of about a yard. Let's call it 2nd and 9. Beaver Local trying to, see if they can run inside those tackles a little bit with some draw plays. But so far they haven't been real successful. But they have been successful throwing the ball a little bit.
Russell looking to put it up. He's got pressure, and he gets away. Russell to the 40. He's got a first down out across midfield into Big Red territory at the 49. And he picked up a nice block. I think by his right tackle allowed him to get away. Russell was looking to put it up, but showed his escapability and picks up the first down.
Right, very alert. Didn't see anybody open. Stepped up into the pocket. Couldn't find anything. Defensive end got caught inside, as you can see right here, and that enables Russell to get to the outside. He's got some running room. Here's going to be a nice block coming right here on number 45. Can't see who it was, but a good gain by Ethan Russell that time. Very alert on the play, getting a first down across midfield.
Derek Wolf with that block. Lucky he didn't get called for a hold. Here is Russell. He's going to pick up 2 or 3. Wolf headed to play his college football at Cincinnati. He goes 6'5", 285. He is big number 60.
Jeremy Banks on the initial hit on.
He had a big game against East Liverpool when Rob Metzger and I were up there doing that game. Don, he just had a huge game defensively. He must have had 15 tackles in the game and was a real wrecking crew by himself from a defensive end position.
Derek Johnston, their other outstanding, one of their other outstanding linemen. He's 6'1", 265 up there as well. Hand off, Ludwig, breaking tackles, Ludwig, first down, bounces outside, Ludwig, down inside the 25 to the 22-yard line of Big Red. And even with the change in the offense, Beaver Local was always known for that midline and how their quarterback would ride them up in there. And there, it looked for quite a while that the quarterback was keeping it, but he hands it off at the last second.
Great block by number 51. That's Alan Weber. Just drove his man off the line of scrimmage and gave number 9, Devin Ludwig, some room to run, and he got to the outside, got it down inside the near the 20, inside the 25.
First and 10 at the 23. It is Ludwig again, and Ludwig picking up some good yardage on the first down carry. But when I talked to Reno this week, I mean, he said that's the thing. Even though their formation has changed, the quarterback's the number one guy in this offense that you've got to watch. You saw in that big run with Ludwig the excellent job he did riding in there with that fake. Hollywood Center red zone for Beaver Local. Gain of 3 will call on that play, brings up 2nd and 7. Russell in that gun again. Here he comes, and he's going to keep it and get to the 15.
He's going to be short of a first down, maybe by a yard or so, yard and a half, maybe 2 at the most, but does a nice job of reading the down the line option. He read keep, kept the ball, turned it up inside, got some positive yardage. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 2 at about the 15-yard line. They're in 4-down territory, Don, so they've got 2 downs to make 2 yards.
Here is Russell in that gun with Ludwig the sidecar. And Russell's got it. And he gets down to the 10-yard line.
What a great effort.
Beaver Local.
What a great effort. He was hit in the backfield. He was able to spin away from a prospective tackler. I don't know who it was, didn't pick up his number, but a great individual effort on the part of Ethan Russell getting that first down. It's at the 10-yard line, and it looks like they could get a first down, Don, inside the 1. Here it is right here. Great individual effort.
You're right, Coach. 1st and 10, just outside the 10, so they could get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Ludwig now down to the bottom. And it is Ludwig again inside. And Coach, it always looks like he's stopped and has nothing, but he's got an excellent lean. Rose ends up picking up 2 or 3.
You know, he does a good spin move, and you know, he hits the hole very, very quickly. Does a good job of finding the little creases that are there. And of course, he's got 2 great blockers over there, Alan Weber and number 60, Derek Wolf on that side. So, you know, you're going to see the ball being run to that side, I think, most of the time. This is where Big Red really gets tough, inside the 10-yard line in the red zone.
2nd and goal on the 8. Man goes in motion, top side. It is Ludwig, and Ludwig down to the 3.
Play started to the right. He made a nice little cut back to the left. Good blocking up front from the center, right guard and right tackle. They're really coming off the ball, controlling the line of scrimmage. But it's going to get very, very hard here. It's 3rd and about 3. And the end of the first quarter, Don, and it's been a dandy so far.
And that does it for the first quarter of play. And the Steubenville Big Red leading Beaver Local 7-0. But the Beavers are threatening at the end of the first quarter without scoring. Man comes in motion. This is Russell. Russell keeps it. Touchdown, Beaver Local.
Wow.
Excellent run by the quarterback, Ethan Russell.
I tell you, that was a good effort and a great drive by Beaver Local. They started
At their 20.
At their 20-yard line. Had a penalty, so set back to the 15, moved the ball downfield. Very impressive drive by Beaver Local. Good job.
Beavers on to boot the extra point. Sean Mercer, the holder. Snap placement, and the kick is up, and it is no good. Ooh. Beaver Local can't convert the extra point, and with that we will take a break. 7-6, Big Red leading Beaver just underway in the second quarter at Harding Stadium. And the Beavers now set to kick it off. Sean Heemstra set to kick things off here for the Beavers of Beaver Local. Stevie Davis back on his own 13-yard line. And Davis gets it back at the 2. So dangerous is Davis.
Oh, my.
He could turn the corner. And he gets out to the 25-yard line and run out of bounds by Ben Atkins. You always talk about staying in your lanes. Well, the three guys in this outside lane, once he got the ball, they all cut inside. Well, and it was a big opening.
It looked like they had him surrounded because they really had it covered well, but they bunched up too much to the inside, and Steve Davis was able to bounce it to the outside, get it outside the 25-yard line at about the 26.
So Big Red takes over 1st and 10 on its own 26. Macon will be in the gun. Demetrius Brandon would be the sidecar. McLeod split to the bottom, Davis to the top. Now Macon comes up under center. Double tight. Swing, top side to Davis, incomplete. And I'll tell you what, the corner on that side, if he'd have looked ball, might have had a pick. He had his eyes on Davis the whole way.
I tell you, that was Ethan Russell, the quarterback, starting quarterback. He had great coverage on that. And I was going to mention, Don, they didn't have anybody underneath that, anybody in a walk-off position, and the slant looked really good, but pretty good coverage by number 6, Ethan Russell. And the throw was a little bit wide. Would have been a very, very difficult catch for Steve Davis, but good coverage by Ethan Russell on the play. They've got the same formation again, no one in the walk-off to the top side.
The double tight again. Macon keeps it, and Macon brought down to the 27-yard line. Good penetration by the Beaver Local defense.
I tell you, they're not being fooled. They're playing very, very well right now. The defensive front 4 or 5, depending upon the defense that is called, is doing a great job of standing up those offensive linemen, holding their positions, getting off their blocks, and getting to the ball carrier. And big number 60, Derek Wolf, playing a big, big role in that.
3rd and 8. Beaver with that 3-man front. Trips topside for Big Red. Now the inside man is Gossett. Davis down to the bottom. They throw it to Gossett on the bubble. Can he get to the outside? Yes, he does. First down for Gossett. Run out at the 42-yard line.
Ethan Russell, a great defensive back, has good speed. He anticipates well. Made one mistake on that play. Went inside the blocker, and watch it at the top of the screen. It's the bubble screen to Stevie Davis. Here it is, right, and he goes inside number 11. That's Josh McLeod, and once he goes inside, Davis is able to bounce to the outside for the first down.
No huddle for Big Red. Trying to speed up the tempo here, and they work on this so much. There's Brandon, the sidecar to the top side, the sophomore. Flag.
Everybody
Delay
moved for
of game.
Big Red except the center. He didn't center the ball on the count. So we're going to have a procedure penalty against Big Red, but everybody else seemed to be on time. Center was a little slow getting the ball back, so that's going to cost Big Red 5 yards, bring up 1st and 15.
Anthony Jackson checks in now for Brandon. Big Red going to keep with this no huddle look. Jackson a sidecar. They've got trips down to the bottom. Now you've got a bit of a mismatch down here. You've got 2 defenders covering 3 receivers.
Well, the safety has moved over. You got to watch the receiver to the top of the screen. That's the one that's going to be dangerous.
Macon. He's going to keep it. Cuts in, and he gets out to the original line of scrimmage plus maybe a yard to bring up 2nd and about 9. I think they were originally, it looked to me like Davis was the receiver they were looking for.
Yeah, it certainly did. He was looking to his left all the way, Number 11, McLeod, was running a deep crossing route, just trying to get into Macon's view, and Macon decided to pull it down and run it, so it'll bring up second and about 8.
Big Red once again staying in the snow huddle. Trips topside, Davis down to the bottom. Davis guarded by Matt Clutter. Here's Macon, he's going to keep it. And Macon, first down Big Red, down to the 46-yard line. So they spread things out with the trips up to the top. That opens things up, opens up running lanes for number 10.
And I'll tell you, the left side of the line, even though the play originated to the right side of the line, this left side of the line, number 72, Andrew Radakovich, had a great block, was able to get inside that defender and shield him away from the ball carrier. Did a great job zone blocking on the back side of that play, along with number 74, Brandon Fry.
Macon in that gun. Jackson, your sidecar. Straight drop. Macon fires down the middle. Incomplete. Clutter on the coverage of Davis.
Ted, just a little wide on 2 pass plays to Davis coming across the middle. One on a slant, this time a deeper crossing pattern. Just can't get the ball to him, but I'll tell you, give that Beaver local secondary some credit, because Matt Clutter was on the coverage that time. Did a great job of staying on Davis all the way.
Big Red, or Beaver local rather, sticking with that 3-man line. Now they got a 4-man look. 2nd and 10. Macon keeping it. And he spins, gets a gain of about 3 yards.
Ted, that time the backside guard, backside tackle for Steubenville Big Red pulled. It was a quarterback trap up the middle. But I'll tell you, Beaver again did a good job of closing it down, holding it to a relatively short gain. Will bring up 3rd and 7.
McLeod banks to the top. Davis and Gossett down to the bottom. So you've got 2 home run hitters down here to the bottom of the screen. Banks had a touchdown grab last week against St. Joe's. Play being signaled in from the sideline.
Beaver local in a 3-man front, and they got 3 big ones up front. Cody Heaton in there on the nose.
Swing topside to Banks to the 40-yard line. Now you're going to have a flag on the play. Devin Ludwig with the tackle.
There was a fumble on the
as
play.
well.
We're going to see if they're going to call him down by contact. There's no signal yet. Now they give it to Beaver.
Fumble on the play, Beaver local football. Now, I'm not sure what the flag was.
I tell you, we will have a signal from the official, Don. We should have one from the referee indicating what the penalty was. Probably holding, I would imagine, on that bubble screen. That's what it is. Illegal block in the back. They'll decline it. Beaver takes over. Good field position. Here it is right here. See if we can see it. There, right there. Wide receiver, and the ball is out before he hits the ground.
Ludwig, while making the tackle, punched it out.
Number 9, Devin Ludwig, doing a good job of punching the ball out. Wouldn't have had the first down. Big Red would have been in a 4th down situation. But nevertheless, we'll never know if they would have gone for it or tried to kick it away. Beavers hanging in there really well, playing good defense and moving the ball well offensively on their last series.
And Russell doesn't like what he sees and calls a timeout. With that, we will take a timeout as well. Big Red leading Beaver local 7-6. The WTOV9.com scoreboard. 8:43 to go in the half. Big Red leading Beaver 7-6. 8:43 to go in the first half. And Beaver local taking over following a Big Red fumble. They have it 1st and 10 on their own 40-yard line. Russell in a gun with a sidecar. Trips down to the bottom. And Russell looking to put it up. He's got plenty of time. Fires down the middle. Incomplete. But a dangerous pass. A lot of black jerseys around there. And Bronco Busick had the underneath coverage. Now that play is covered pretty well. Jeremy Banks over there as well.
Trying to run a deep in pattern by the wide receiver that time. The most success that Beavers had throwing the ball has been on play action. Trying to go into the flats, to their receivers. At that time, trying to go a little bit deeper, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
There's Russell in the gun. He's going to pitch it out here. Ball on the ground. Ball on the ground, and let's see who's got it. Big Red football. Trying the option down here to the near side, and I believe it was Ryan. Let's see, here's a look at it. Banks with the pressure. There's a little pitch.
Ball is way out in front. Very poor pitch relationship for the running back.
And Anthony Gossett got it.
Number 9, yeah. Good
Anthony
job.
Gossett with a fumble recovery. 1st and 10, Big Red. Brandon, gain of a couple.
Number 23, that's Will McCray, one of the linebackers, stepped right up in there. Looked like it was going to go for something. Number 45 that was set up on the wing for Steubenville Big Red. That was Marky Markakis, came back inside like a guard to trap for the ball carrier. But I'll tell you, number 23 stepped up into the hole, was able to anticipate where it was coming, read it very well, and made the tackle for a gain of about 1.
Second and 9. Gossett down to the bottom. Davis up top. McLeod at the bottom as well. Macon, top side, unloads it. Nice underneath pass. Jeremy Banks, and Banks first down to the 19-yard line.
I tell you, that flat pattern is so wide open because the ball faking, with the run right here holds those linebackers. You can see Jeremy Banks just sneaking out here into the flat. No coverage. The corner linebacker comes up trying to force the quarterback. Wide open, makes a good catch, good gain. First down for Big Red at the 20.
Davis slot to the bottom. McLeod split all the way down to the bottom. Bronco Busick dotting that I. Macon looking over that defense. This is Busick. Busick cuts it inside. He gets down inside the 15.
Roland Owens lead back on that, and usually when those two guys are in there together in tandem, it's usually going to go to Bronco Busick because he knows how to run off tackle and he knows how to finish a run. And that time he got 5 on first down, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 5 from the 15-yard line.
Big Red breaks the huddle, 2nd and 5 at the 15. Busick remains in there, and that's like really having 2 fullbacks in there.
Absolutely.
Tight ends up to the top side.
Look for some play action, pass flat.
Macon on the slant. Davis, right at the sticks.
I'll tell you, number 20 made a great play. That's Corey Bailey, one of the defensive backs over there. Slant pattern, ball was complete, but boy, he was on Davis right away. Here it is right here. And what a nice job coming from inside. And then I don't know who that was. Came out and put a good hit on Stevie Davis.
3rd and short. Stack eye. Busick deep in it. This is Bronco. First down, Big Red.
Yeah, when they get into that stacked eye with Owens at the fullback position and Markakis, up front, and then you got Busick at the top of the eye. Well, I tell you, you really got some horses in that backfield. They're all fullbacks. They're all tough kids, and they run very, very hard. But give credit again to Corey Bailey. Stepped right up in there and took Busick on, took him down at the knees, and still a first down. It's 1st and goal for Big Red inside the 10.
Owens goes in motion, crabbing up to that top side. And Macon gonna keep it. Plenty of room to the corner. Touchdown, Big Red. Dwight Macon takes it to the corner from 8 yards out for the Big Red.
Well, I tell you, you pound off tackle, you pound off tackle, you pound off tackle. Then you get down in here, and it looks like you're going to pound off tackle. And right here you can see number 6 trying to take on the lead blocker, and doesn't even see the quarterback keeping the ball. Great ball handling that time. Good call by the Big Red staff. Give Macon credit for doing a good job of leading Big Red down the field for a score after Beaver Local scored themselves.
And Macon showing his speed, running in that corner. Snap placement, and the kick is good. The extra point is good. Big Red up by 8, 14-6. 5:06 to go in the half. College football doubleheader tomorrow on WTOV9 at noon, Syracuse and Louisville, and then at 3:30 it is Michigan State and Notre Dame right here on WTOV9 beginning at noon, a college football doubleheader on WTOV9. And there's a look at the Big Red Band and a nice panoramic shot here at Harding Stadium. Bit of a warm night. We had a cold one last week, and this week things have warmed up. They've heated it up a good bit here as well. Pretty good game so far. 14-6 Big Red leading Beaver Local. And Brendan Stover set to kick things off for Big Red. And Russell back deep on his own 5-yard line. And Stover, short kick, picked up on a dead run by Russell. He's at the 20, and he gets out to the 27-yard line. Dropped it for a second, turned around and picked it up. Wintersville Trophy Shop scorebar. 14-6 Big Red leads it. Watch Mountaineer Magazine tomorrow morning at 11:30. This week the guys at Mountaineer Magazine will be previewing the East Carolina game. Get caught up on all the latest news from your West Virginia Mountaineers on Mountaineer Magazine tomorrow and every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. only on WTOV9. Mountaineers play East Carolina at home tomorrow at noon. Ohio State has Northwestern at 3:30. Despite all the no huddles, it seems like it takes a while to get these plays in and get everything rolling. Trip stop side for Beaver. Swing out to Ludwig. Ludwig trying to get to the corner, and somehow he stumbles, picks about 7 yards. Anthony Jackson and Bronco Busick are the two guys that slowed this thing up. But Jackson, looks like he turned his ankle. He comes up hobbling.
Yeah, he's coming off the field, and it looks like it's his left ankle. Number 11, Josh McLeod, will come in to play that right corner position. So in the secondary now, you have McLeod, Gossett, Davis, and Gilbert.
Second and 5 at the 32. Here comes the blitz from Big Red. Russell picks it up and gets a couple before he gets drilled. Anthony Gossett there for the pop. But I'll tell you what, I think Russell saw that blitz to the last second and decided to keep it. I think he changed that play on the fly.
No, I think it was a keep all the way, Don, and he did a good job of avoiding the rush, but he met some stiff opposition once he got to about the 35-yard line. This is going to bring up a third and about 3. This is a key down for Beaver. They want to try to keep possession. They don't want to have to kick the ball back to Big Red at this point.
Man goes in motion. That is Clutter. Ludwig, nothing doing.
Wow. Number 34.
Ball on the ground.
Loose football.
And Big Red's got it.
Wow. I tell you, give credit to number 34, Roland Owens. He was the one that was in there along with number 43, Bronco Busick on the hit. Ball popped loose, bounced all the way back to about the 27-yard line.
Busick with that recovery. We take a look at it here on the replay.
Big hit coming from the side. I don't know who that was. I think it was Markakis, number 45. Helmet right into the ball, popped it out.
McLeod ended up scooping that thing up at the end. Macon unloads. He's got his man, Gossett. Gossett down to the 23-yard line.
Well, I tell you, that play's been open.
Goes underneath.
I don't know
routes.
how many times in this first half this little play action to the right, a little waggle action by Macon back here to the left, and then a tight end coming out into the flat. That's been wide open, and Macon has hit it about 3 or 4 times here in the first half.
2 receivers up top, Davis and McLeod. That's a lot of cushion, though, to give Stevie Davis. 2nd and 7. Macon's going to keep it. Cuts it back the other way. Macon Oh, excellent run down inside the 10. Big Red first down.
Macon does a good job. He's a very elusive runner. Good ball handler. Makes a little fake right here, as you can see. He's going to keep. Good blocking, as you can see up front. Number 72, Andrew Radakovich, had the defender about 4 or 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. Macon powers it up inside.
Stack eye, here's Busick. Pounding up the middle behind center Philip Gilmore. Down to the 5-yard line. So call it a gain of 4. It's 2nd and goal. There's a good look at head coach Reno Sokoch. Excellent, just a beautiful ceremony last week with the official dedication of the field before the game against Buffalo St. Joe. Skybank score bar, and they are in the Hollywood Center red zone. I think Coach Rich Wright of Beaver Local calling a timeout. 1:54 to go here in the first half. Big Red leading 14-6. 2nd and goal at the 5, the stack eye. Making up under Gilmore, everything bunched all in there. Owens the up man, then it's Marky Markakis and Busick, and first man through, that's Buster. Owens with a gain of a couple.
Yeah, when you're in a stacked eye, you can give it to the first man, you can trap with the second man, or you can run a isolation play with the third guy in that stacked eye, or you can fake it, keep it. So
exactly,
there's 4 or 5 options that you can do out of that formation, and it's really nice. Kansas City Chiefs originated that back when Hank Strand was coaching the Chiefs in the old American Football League.
3rd and goal on the 4. And we had a flag in the play.
Penalty. This is going to be an illegal substitution. Number 84 for Steubenville. That's Sage Kutry was in the huddle. He was the 12th man in there. When he got up to go to the line, he ran off the field. You can't have more than 11 guys in the huddle, so that's going to cost Big Red 5 yards.
I don't know what year you're talking about. I just remember Ed Podolak and MacArthur Lane. That might not have been that time, but that's back in that time.
Yep.
3rd and 9 on the 9. So you're looking at 3rd and goal. Davis down to the bottom. Gossett, the inside receiver, in the bottom. Banks and McLeod top side. Now Gossett will join them. He goes in motion that way. Macon looking for Davis in the slant. Cuts across. Incomplete. His first read was Davis, and then he ended up looking deep in the end zone to Banks and just threw it a bit too far out of his reach. Brings up 4th down.
I tell you, he had to throw that like a dart between the defenders. And it was just lucky that Banks was able to get a hand on it. Here you're going to see it right here. He's looking to his right, but here's Banks coming across. Oh, would have been a great catch.
Now he's a Davis eligible here. Macon to Davis, touchdown. Stevie Davis as the center, but he is eligible. He's on the end. Touchdown, Big Red. One of their gadgets.
The old muddle huddle. Here it is on replay, and you can see Davis just wide open. Nobody covered him because, just weren't able to recognize him as an eligible receiver.
Stover on to attempt the extra point. He scored on a similar play to that in the playoffs one year. I think they threw it to Busick, and the extra point is wide. It is no good. 1:10 to go in the half. Big Red leads it, 20-6 your score. But excellent time to pull that out of the bag of tricks on 4th and goal.
And, defensively, Don, you're not always prepared to cover something like that if you haven't seen it before, or you haven't scattered it and you haven't seen it. And to defend something like that, which is a very unusual formation, is difficult for Beaver Local.
In hindsight, that's when you're thinking somebody needs to be screaming timeout, timeout. Russell right at the 1. Picks his way up the middle. Russell, nice return out to the 30-yard line.
Excellent return. Showed a lot of good hard running up inside, and took him straight up the middle of the field. So give number 6, Ethan Russell, a pat on the back for a good return for Beaver Local at the 30-yard line.
Beaver Local has 1 timeout remaining. 1:03 to go on the clock here in the half.
That fumble on the option really really hurt Beaver because Big Red was able to go down and score on that. And then, of course, another fumble set up the other score.
Trying to reverse, and Clutter gets wrapped up by Owens, and they're lucky that wasn't a third fumble because he was juggling that thing as he got hit.
Yeah, sure was. And with under a minute left, Coach Wright trying to come up with, something a little razzle-dazzle of his own to try to get a big gain and maybe a score before the half. But you can see here that a whole lot of penetration by the Steubenville Big Red defense, throws that for a big, big loss.
James Montgomery in there as well, helping blow up that play. 2nd and 15. Here's Ludwig. Ludwig's got some running room up the middle, and he gets that out to the 35-yard line. Clock down now to about 15 seconds.
That'll probably be the last play of the half.
And that will indeed do it for the first half at Harding Stadium. Steubenville Big Red leading Beaver Local by the count of 20-6. Big Red taking advantage of a couple of Beaver Local turnovers. Big Red leading it by the score of 20-6. Wintersville Trophy Shop kickoff here. And it will be Beaver Local kicking off the Big Red. Big Red gets it to start the second half. The Wintersville Trophy Shop kickoff. Now we are underway here in the second half. Big Red fields it at the 5. Javon Wallace out to the 27-yard line. That is where Big Red will take over to start the second half. First half, Dwight Macon, pretty impressive throwing the football, 9 of 12 for 108 yards on the ground. Macon 7 carries for 51 yards. The big story, though, Beaver Local 2 turnovers, Big Red just with the 1 turnover. But Big Red 179 yards total offense in that first half. Macon up under center. Jackson deep in the backfield. McLeod goes in motion to the top side. Macon gonna roll that way. Looking to McLeod at the sticks. He's got the catch for the first down. That time, unlike the first half, Beaver Local had the underneath route covered, but the middleman was open, and that's McLeod.
That time they pushed Stevie Davis off deep. And McLeod coming in motion came underneath that, running an out pattern, got enough for the first down. It's a gain of about 10. So we'll bring up 1st and 10. Big Red coming out here in the first series in the second half, throwing the ball.
Good route by McLeod. 1st and 10 at the 39. Goss at the inside man. McLeod split all the way down to the bottom. Davis, low man to the top. This is Jackson. Jackson up the middle. Jackson to the 45 across midfield. First down and more. Down the sideline. Gets run out of bounds down near the 34-yard line.
He's hobbling a little bit also on that left knee.
Well, he got injured
left ankle.
playing defense late in the second quarter.
Nice blocking. Look at the block by Gilmore over there. He's got that defender all the way over to the right side, open up a big hole inside for number 32, Anthony Jackson. Takes it down the sideline for a big gainer at about the 35-yard line.
Bronco Busick now the tailback, double tight. Now 1 tight end up to the top side, 2 receivers down to the bottom. Macon taking plenty of time here. Markakis crowds to the bottom. Busick trying to follow that block, picks his way through, and he's just going to get literally stood up at the 35-yard line.
Play was designed to go off tackle to the left, but Beaver Local did a good job with their defensive line and linebacker over there, sort of collapsing the left side of Steubenville Big Red's left offensive side. Forced Bronco to turn it back to the inside where the backside pursuit caught up with it. There's no gain, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Davis up to the top, McLeod and Gossett down to the bottom. Now Busick in the sidecar with Macon in that gun. 4 down linemen for Beaver. Here comes Davis in motion. Macon, the option pitch to Davis, and Davis gets down to the 30-yard line, brings up 3rd and about 5. Now entering this game, Big Red coming in at 4-0. Beaver Local coming in with a record of 1-3. But Beaver Local so far has played a pretty doggone tough schedule. Those losses coming against Poland, against West Branch, and against Chardon. And still to come for Beaver Local. A couple big ones out there as well, and beating Canton Central. And you see Ursuline out there as well. So pretty stiff test. And you throw Big Red in there. That's a brutal schedule for Beaver Local. 3rd and 5. Macon looking to keep it. First down, 20. Brought down at the 17-yard line, knocked out of bounds. You're going to have a flag, and then another flag late. 2 flags, looks like, possibly a late hit.
See what it is here.
But then you had one coming from way back behind the line.
Referee was trailing that and threw one behind the play.
Gain of 16.
16 yards gained on the play.
They have 2 fouls. One of them is going to be a dead ball foul.
We have 2 fouls on the play. We have dead ball, personal foul, late hit, white. We have dead ball, personal foul, late hit against the offense. We got to mark them off because we're inside the 30.
Okay, here's what's going to happen. The 1 penalty against Beaver Local will be marked off as a half the distance penalty to the goal line. Then he's going to mark off a 15-yard personal foul penalty against Big Red from where the ball is placed after he penalizes Beaver.
So that must be that late push.
I think probably the penalty against Beaver is going to be a late hit out of bounds.
I think the second guy that comes through gives him another little extra shove right there.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's not real serious.
Just stay away from the camera. Don't wipe out the cameraman. There's head coach Rich Wright looking at things. So really nothing comes of it.
I'll tell you what happened. It was they just did it the opposite. They penalized Big Red first, and then they marked off 15 yards against Beaver, so the ball's on the 15-yard line once they get it all sorted out.
Brandon now, the low man in the backfield. McLeod goes in motion to the top side. Brandon Carroll split that way. And this is Brandon spinning up in the middle, and he should get down about the 12-yard line.
Okay, Beaver Local's doing a nice job against Big Red's inside running game. They've got some nice size inside. You can see there number 51, Alan Weber, doing a good job. He's the middleman of that defense up front. You also have, big number 60, Derek Wolf in there. Dustin Sprouse, number 55, I think is in there as well.
Randy Murphy.
Yeah, number 76 also in there, Randy Murphy.
Macon keeps, Banks open, and he gets brought down about 1.5 yards shy of the sticks.
I tell you, that is open. That flat pattern is open every time. And Mitch Thompson had to come over and made a good, strong open field tackle. Here's that waggle pass. Banks sets up to block for a couple of counts, and then he just drops into the flat there after the wide receiver pushes off. And that's been open every time that they've run it. And, Macon does a good job of handling the ball in the backfield, and then rolls out, finds his receiver very, very quickly.
Nice block there by Brandon Fry.
Yep.
Stack eye. This is Busick up the middle. Once again, the center, Gilmore, taking care of his man and opening up that hole.
I'll tell you again, number 20, that's Corey Bailey, one of the inside linebackers, stepping up in there and taking on Bronco Busick low and getting him off his feet. Was in on that tackle. I tell you, Beaver Local's making Big Red drive the field. They're not making it easy for them. They're not giving up the big play. You know what I mean, Don? They're making Big Red earn everything that they get so far.
Stack eye once again on the 3-yard line. Macon looking to keep it, cuts it back inside. Stopped right at the goal line, and he's doing a nice job with his cuts. He'll come back, look like he's bouncing outside, and just cut it back inside.
He's very, very patient. Does a good job of, running with the football. You're going to see him right here as a fake to Busick. And then he keeps it. You can see he's got his head up. His eyes are looking. He knows where the end zone is and tries to get there. But Beaver Local does a good job of, getting to the play. Ted, this is going to be a loss coming out, for Big Red, number 54, Philip Gilmore. He's been, starting center for Big Red all year. He's banged up a little bit right now. So number 52 is going to come in to replace him. That's Jamie Duvall, 6'1", 165-pound sophomore.
Second and goal at the 1. Making up under Duvall. Stack eye again. And this is Buster Owens. Touchdown, Big Red. Owens, that up man in the stack. Powers his way in for the touchdown.
We'll see it on the Doan replay. He's the first man in there. You can see he's into the pile and comes off the pile. Good second effort, you can see. And woo, it's close.
Good look on the replay down on the goal line, stretching over.
I think he had the plane broken with the ball.
Stover, it's up and good. And Big Red tacks on another touchdown. They lead at 27-6, 7:16 to go, third quarter. And thanks a lot. We're set for the Wintersville Trophy Shop kickoff. Stover, another boom. Russell's been good running these things back. Up the middle, he's bouncing to the outside. He's got to get around the kicker. And he does. He's still going down to the 43-yard line, but Stover did just enough and brings him down. Second time tonight, the kicker's been a key factor stopping these returns.
Well, he didn't make the tackle, but he slowed down the runner so some pursuit could catch up with it. Number 21, Michael Goodwin, was back there also as a safety for Big Red.
On WTOV 9, Ethan Russell, pump fake, looking long, Clutter, almost picked off. Clutter got held up a bit. He didn't get into his route as quickly as I think Russell needed him to.
He was thrown right into the teeth of that defensive secondary. Had everybody deep. They had all four zones covered pretty well. Right here you can see he's going deep down the middle of the field, overthrows his receiver and almost intercepted by Patrick Gilbert.
And there are ball hawks back there in that secondary for Big Red. You don't want to leave anything floating, hanging up and down the middle very long. Impressive drive to start the second half for Big Red. That was a nearly 5 minutes. Russell, gain of a couple there. It'll bring up third and long.
Russell.
That was a play that Beaver had scored on, but Big Red was able to recognize that pretty quick, got off their blocks, made the tackle for a short gain of about 2, bring up 2nd and 8.
Receiver split down on the bottom, 2 to the top. Ludwig the sidecar beside Russell. Russell, he's going to keep it. And he's going to be 2 yards short of the first down. Bronco Busick and James Montgomery there. And when you're back there, everybody's covered. You see some green, but Big Red's so quick defensively that closes up pretty quick.
You might get past the front four, but then you have to beat those linebackers. And right here you can see number 22 comes off of his block, the defensive end. That's James Montgomery doing a good job of getting to the ball carrier before he can get the first down. 4th and 2.
Russell, that time unloads it down the middle, and it is incomplete. Stevie Davis on the coverage. They were trying to get it to Ben Atkins. Incomplete. Big Red will take over on downs.
Stevie Davis is so quick when he recognizes where the ball is. He reacts to the ball so very, very quickly. Looks like this is going to be a complete pass, but, Right there, look how fast he's there.
Beaver
Boom.
takes over 1st and 10. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please check your programs.
So Beaver Local can't take advantage of the good kickoff
Three
return.
more still out. Auburn's page 53.
And they go 3 and out.
94.
McLeod and Gossett down to the bottom. High set, Busick deep in it. Markakis the up man. Here is Bronco Busick. And Busick powers up the middle for about 3 yards in the carry.
Tell you, you're not going to get anything fancy from Busick. He's going to be running north and south and running as hard as he can, keeping his pads very low, and he finishes off the run by falling forward. It's a gain of about 4.5 to 5, let's call it 2nd and 5. Good blocking again by the left side of that Big Red offense. Dokovic and number 74, Brandon Fry.
Second, they'll call it a gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Busick again. And he'll have a Big Red first down out to the 45-yard line. And that's the thing, you get the lead and then you bring out the hammer and run Busick and eat at the clock and pick up first downs.
You know, Don, the old adage, the best thing you can do, to win football games is control the ball, play good defense, and have a sound kicking game. But that's what Big Red does. And right now, they're going to try to run as much time off the clock as they can.
First down play. Bronco Busick again, and this time he gets brought down for no gain. And I believe that was Corey Bailey on the tackle.
Big Red has some young guys in there. Richard Dunn, number 56, is in there at an offensive line position. And of course, number 52, Jamie Duvall, is still in there at the center spot for Gilmore. I'm looking at Gilmore. He's got a big ice pack on his ankle down on the bench. So I doubt whether we'll see him the rest of this evening.
Yeah, he's right down below us at the 42-yard line on the scoreboard side. He's got the ice pack on. Man goes in motion up to the top side. There's the handoff to Jackson. And Jackson gets out to the 46-yard line. And the way Macon has run that waggle tonight, you got to respect that. And that opens it coming back up for Jackson.
Absolutely. You can work it either way. You can set up that play by running the waggle, or you can set up the waggle by running that play.
And we take a look down on the sidelines, and there's a look at Phil Gilmore. What an excellent job he's done this year moving over to the center position. Started last year in the line, I believe, at guard, moving over to center, doing an excellent job for this team. He's got ice on his ankle, but Duvall doing a nice job replacing him. Busick, he gets met by 3 Beaver local defenders. Derek Wolf leading that charge, big number 60.
And I'll tell you, again, number 20, Corey Bailey. I tell you, he's not a very big kid. He's listed as 6 foot 195, but I don't think he's that big. One of those inside linebackers, and he's had a very, very big game and has done a great job.
4th and short. Now Ryan Dugan's checked in. I'm sure you'll see the stack guy, Buster. Yeah, you sure do. Buster Owens is up there. And Markakis right behind him. It's going to be Bronco. First down and a lot more. Ball on the ground. Clutter with the recovery for Beaver Local.
Oh, wow.
Big Red turns it over. With that, we will take a break. 2.5 to go. Third quarter. Big Red leads at 27-6. Ethan Russell in the gun. Trips top side. Handoff. Ludwig. Ludwig, big hole. Down to the 48-yard line of Big Red, and you can't help but when you're looking at Beaver Local, going back to the beginning, early in the first half, they were doing so well, running Ludwig, running inside, and then they got a little fancy, tried to go to the outside in the turnovers, and that's been a big difference in this ballgame right now, those 2 fumbles, because Ludwig has done an excellent job like this, running inside the tackles.
You're absolutely right, Don, and the one thing that the wide receivers from Beaver have to do is don't be looking for the ball carrier, just be looking to make a block.
Pass down the middle, and it is caught at the 41-yard line, and the receiver is out near the sticks. Should be close to the first down. Trying to see who caught it. Was it Atkins?
Steve Davis on the stop.
Yeah, Ethan Russell is really having a nice game. He's throwing the ball well. He's
It was Ben
running
Atkins.
the ball well. And Ben Atkins that time had a nice catch, right down the middle. And I'll tell you, give a lot of credit to the Beaver local offensive line. They picked up the blitz that time and did a good job. Picked up Busick coming, in that A gap.
Now they were a yard short. That made it 2nd and 1, but you're going to have a penalty here on Beaver local.
Oh my, illegal substitution.
Well, we see enough. We see those every week. So Beaver local gets some momentum. And they can't capitalize on it.
It really kills drives. You had 2nd and, less than 1, and, now you're 5-yard penalty, you're 2nd and close to 6. And, boy, it just changes the play calling a little bit.
Here's Russell trying to pitch it. They get to their man and down to the 41-yard line. Taking that pitch was Mitch Thompson. But when I went up to Beaver and talked to head coach Rich Wright this week, he said, you know what, we've been doing good things offensively. We've been picking up a lot of yards, outgaining teams in a number of cases, but we just don't have any consistency. You get some plays and start chewing up yardage, then you get a penalty or a turnover, and tonight we've really seen that, Coach. They get good things happening. You remember back that first series, they got in the Big Red territory. They had three turnovers in a row, and then they had 3 penalties in a row, and then they went in the second quarter the back-to-back fumbles. But you can see where the seeds are there for some pretty positive things with his offense, but the consistency just isn't there. Russell, he's got his man. The pass is caught by Ludwig. Ludwig, 25-20, down to the 15-yard line where he's knocked out of bounds.
Wow, what a great job by Ethan Russell. The blitz was coming from the inside. He saw it. Offensive line didn't pick it up, although they had a little chip, on Busick to slow him down a little bit. And while he's running backwards, his big receiver, number 9, as you can see right here, Devin Ludwig, made a good catch, got to the sideline, and got down inside the 15.
1st and 10 at the 14. Ludwig now the sidecar, and he takes the handoff, going up the middle down to the 12-yard line.
Handoff to Ludwig.
I tell you, it looked like something was going to be going on there with some good movement on the part of number 68, we think is Derek Johnson.
And a very big time in this game for Beaver local. They are facing a 2nd and 8 on the Big Red 12-yard line. Russell will be in that gun. Now the sidecar now is Mitch Thompson. They've got trips down to the bottom. So Ludwig not in there. And Thompson on the carry. And he's going to get down just to the about the 10-yard line.
That draw play, Don, is designed to go either outside or inside. It can even go back to the backside, or the quarterback can keep it and run anywhere along the line of scrimmage that he calls the play. It could be a trap up the middle. It could be a trap to the outside. It could be a pass play off of that. It could be an option off of that. So there's a lot of possibilities out of the spread offense as far as the running game is concerned. But it takes a little time to get timed up, and Beaver local is doing a pretty good job at it.
3rd and 6 at the 10, and Bronco Busick is there along with James Montgomery. And boy, not much going there in that 3rd down play. Brings up 4th and 6 at the 10.
Well, I'll tell you, big decision here for Coach Wright. You're going to go for the field goal, put some points on the board, or you're going to go for first down, touchdown. First down, they got to get down to about the 4-yard line. And they're going to go ahead and go for it.
They've got Clutter split down to the bottom along with Sean Mercer. Top side, and blowing that up is James Montgomery. And if you've watched Big Red football this year, the sack attack for Big Red, just the pressure. Jeremy Banks over there as well, but the pressure by Big Red has just been phenomenal from the edge, from that Big Red line. Big Red now, Dwight Macon is in some trouble, trying to get away from it. and Macon's to the 17-yard line, a gain of about a yard. But you're right, Coach, that option, it hasn't been there.
Yeah,
but with the speed of Big Red, it's hard to have it.
It's hard to run side to side against Big Red because of the speed that they have. They fumbled that option play earlier and set up a Big Red touchdown, and it just hasn't been a real good play for them throughout the night. But I tell you, they sure put together a very nice drive, and you got to give credit to that Beaver local offensive line, and especially to their quarterback Ethan Russell. He's really had a great game.
2nd and 8. Jackson to the 20-yard line before he gets stacked up. But no, ironically, they've had their success with old-style Beaver local football, running it right up the gut.
Yeah.
Now, let's take a look at Big Red's schedule. And this is a big game for Big Red, a game where they've had to come out and play 4 quarters, which they haven't had to do. Creek, Bookton, Liverpool games are all over pretty much at halftime. The big one coming up next weekend, unbeaten Watterson here. Baltimore St. Joe will be coming here. Then they're at Wheeling Park. They've got Canton Central, who's unbeaten. And Tonawanda, at the end of the season, I believe, is also unbeaten as well. Big Red entering the night 7th in their region. 3rd and 5. Macon. Pressure. Unloads, and it is incomplete out near the 30-yard line.
Is incomplete.
Was intended for McLeod, who's running a little inside-out pattern underneath Stevie Davis, who's taking his defender deep. And then we had Macon rolling out over here to the 2-receiver side, but pretty good coverage by the Beaver local secondary. Ball was thrown away and incomplete. Will bring up 4th and 5. And Beaver should again get pretty good field position out of this, Don.
This has always been it's always a trick question because you don't see Big Red punt that often. It's like, who's the punter?
Stevie Davis.
So here you go. Is it their first punt?
It's their first punt tonight, yes. Another flag.
Let's see. And it's on Beaver local.
This could give Big Red a first down. Dead ball foul.
1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? I think it's a long 5. I think it's going to make it 4th and a nose.
Yeah, but it's short enough for them to maybe go for it.
Yeah.
You never know. Well, how many of those penalties Beaver local had tonight, Don? It had to be at least 5.
Oh, here comes the offense. I guess we still won't see Big Red punt. Yeah, it's fourth and a nose. Let's see, the Stack Eye boys are in there. You got Bronco, Buster, and Markey behind Macon. And the ball is your center. Here we go, 4th and inches.
I will try to pull
Trying
him
to get him to
offside.
bounce off. Bronco's got it. Costly penalty for Beaver local.
Wow, that was a real costly penalty.
So first down yardage for the Big Red. Olin Weber.
But to be honest, I mean, this is Beaver locals played well, tested Big Red, and that's what they needed. I mean, you've had 4 games where they haven't been pushed this deep into a game, and they're answering the bell tonight. Rich Wright coming out to talk to his team. Now he's coming out to talk to the officials. With that, we will take a timeout. 8:14 to go. We'll be back after this.
Timeout.
Thanks, girls. Back to you, Don Rich.
1st and 10 on the 28, and Jackson with the handoff gets it to the, might have picked up about a yard. Demetrius Brandon on the carry.
Good play from the inside out that time by the Beaver local defense. Did a good job of playing along the line, came down the line, made a good solid tackle. And I'll tell you, that defensive line of Beaver local has done a good job all night, Don. And the 2 inside linebackers have also done a pretty good job too. Mistakes have really hurt Beaver local in this game. They've played pretty solid.
2nd down, there's the handoff to Brandon. You're gonna have a flag on the play.
Demetrius Brandon.
see what the call is going to be.
Vaughn Ludwig and Will McCree defensively.
And illegal block, a chop block.
Chop block.
5-0 block. 15 yards, still second down.
Chop block has been illegal for a long, long time, Don. That's where you have one guy block alone, then another guy comes in and blocks the defender below the knees. That's called a chop block. And the reason that that was illegal or made illegal is because it was causing so many serious knee injuries to interior defensive linemen. So several years ago they outlawed that. So it's going to cost Big Red. That's a 15-yard penalty. So it pushes them back to their own 15-yard line.
Second down play for Big Red. Macon, quick hitter to Gossett, and he gets out to about the 23-yard line.
Gossett receives the pass from Blake Macon.
Short pattern, low, but the only place where anybody could get it was the offensive player. I tell you, Macon does a good job of delivering this ball, and only Gossett is capable of getting it. But I'll tell you, very good coverage by Matt Clutter there on Gossett, holding it to a short gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 16.
Markakis lined up as a wing down to the bottom, 2 receivers up top. Markakis now in motion on that top side. Macon will half roll that way down the middle, looking for the cloud. Just overthrown. Russell in the coverage.
That was that waggle action again. They were looking for McLeod running down the middle of the field. And they did have a receiver again open in the flat where he's been open all night. And that time Macon decided to try to go deep, slightly overthrown, incomplete. Brings up 4th and 16 with 6:21 left to go. Beaver will get the ball again.
High snap. Davis.
It's a short kick.
Oh, takes
great
a
roll.
huge Big Red bounce.
Down inside the Beaver 40.
When we come back, Beaver Local will have the football. They trail at 27-6, 6:11 to go in the game. Wheeling Nailers season just getting set to get underway, and you can call for tickets, 1-877-NAIL-TICKS. Ethan Russell scrambling, and he'll get run out of bounds at the 39-yard line.
Nice block there by one of the wide receivers coming back to give his quarterback a little bit of protection as he was rolling out. There was a big rush by Big Red's front four, led by number 34, Roland Owens. And really flushed Ethan Russell out of the pocket very, very quickly. Tell Roland Owens is a very, very good nose tackle. He's short, squatty, he's very thick around the waist and so on.
Russell pressured, and he gets drilled by Marky Markakis at the 45-yard line.
I'll tell you, he pops up right away. Tell you, Ethan Russell is not intimidated by Big Red's defenders. But I'll tell you, it's a great hit right here. You're going to see it. Good solid shoulder right around the shoulder pads. Woo, number 45, a nice hit by Marky Markakis. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 4. And it's real important for Beaver Local to move the sticks here. Flats open.
Oh, wow. Russell overthrows Atkins.
And boy, I tell you, he was wide open. And, I'm not going to fault Ethan Russell on that. It's very, very difficult to, when you're a right-handed quarterback, to throw when you're rolling out to your left. You really got to get your shoulders turned around, square to the line of scrimmage, and be able to throw right at the receiver. And he did have a receiver that was open, just could not get him the ball. Ball sailed on him a little bit, fell incomplete. But, that flat pattern for Beaver has been open a lot. And we'll see how Big Red's going to play it here. They're going to play it a little bit tighter. Jeremy Banks now is aligned on the second receiver in, and they got the third receiver in left open.
4th and 4. Russell's pass, in and out of the hands of Sean Mercer.
Tell you, delivered a strike that time, and Mercer was trying to run with the ball before he caught it. And the old adage is there is no run without the catch. You know, the most important thing is to focus and concentrate on the ball, catch the ball first, and then go ahead and run. But a good effort. He ran a great pattern, was open between 3 Big Red defenders coming back to the football, and Russell did a great job of throwing a strike right to it.
Checking into the game for Big Red, Michael Goodwin. He will be lined up as a setback. Toss to Goodwin. And Goodwin is going to get brought down for about a 7-yard loss. Ethan Russell and Corey Bailey come up to shut that down.
Ethan Russell just came up from his defensive corner and did a great job of getting the head across the body, making a good, solid open field tackle. He has improved so much since I saw him against East Liverpool, Donnie, and I really can't believe it. As a matter of fact, this whole team has improved offensively since I saw them against Beaver.
They do not look like a 1-3 football team. Here is Goodwin.
Okay, they're just trying to run out the clock. Number 62 checking into the game, that's Josh Sterling.
But this will drop them to 1-4, and they still got Canton Central and Ursuline out there. So right now they just need wins. But there's a couple of teams that are a couple good programs.
They have to learn to quit hurting themselves, Don. They hurt themselves tonight with fumbles and penalties. And other than that, I think the strategy, the game plan coming in against Big Red was very solid. They moved the ball, but they just hurt themselves so bad with penalties and fumbles tonight. 2 fumbles leading to 2 touchdowns.
We'll take a break. 3:44 to go in the game. Big Red leads at 27-6.
I mean, we've grown up with them all our lives. We've watched them play football. They're all our best friends, and we just want to see them go all the way. That's awesome. Good luck. Thank you.
Macon to Gossett for the first down to the 31-yard line.
Gossett was running a deep sideline pattern and did a great job of concentrating on catching the ball and keeping his feet in bounds. Watch him here, Don. You have a short receiver, and then you got Gossett a little bit deeper. Ball is thrown, and well, we know it was caught, but we didn't see the reception. But he did a great job of catching the ball and keeping his feet in bounds to make it a legitimate catch.
And a timeout on the field. Big Red calls the timeout. They're going to bring in some younger players now. No, I think they got that taken care of last week. There's the handoff. Goodwin up the middle to the 30.
Michael Goodwin, short yardage off the right side.
Try to pick up some of those numbers coming in for Big Red. Trey Terry is in there, number 84. Sage Kutry is in there, number 12 we don't have, but I think that's the Myers boy at quarterback. Number 30, Zach Harath at fullback.
There's the handoff up the middle. Now, Big Red's been highlighted the last 2 weeks on the NBC game at halftime. My Sports Illustrated this week says it's Texas and Arkansas, or two teams on the Texas-Arkansas border.
Number 7 checking in, I think that's Joey Piro. Number 67, Pat Geary is in there, one of the guard spots.
Piro will keep it to the 26-yard line. Quick game. It'll end in just a shade over 2 hours.
Yeah. Things have really gone fast. Number 52 that took Gilmore's spot, Jamie Duvall, is still in at center. And number 15, David Anderson, is split left.
And I believe we'll have our hit of the game from Next Level Fighting coming up. And Meyer, the quarterback now, he'll get stacked up.
Hayden Myers pulled down the backfield.
And we've got that. We asked for it. Here it is, the hit of the game. Marky Markakis on Russell. Lauren the boom. Popping the shoulder. Next level hit of the game. And there were some dandies. You talked about one early in the game from Bronco Busick.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen him stop in his tracks, without being able to fall forward. I mean, it just looked like he hit a brick wall. Beaver Local takes over with about 1:55 left in the game.
And Russell fires. Oh, tipped away. Good job defensively for Big Red. That is Demetrius Brandon.
I'll tell you, number 2 from Beaver Local, that's Mitch Thompson, got behind him, was behind him a couple of steps, and the ball was just slightly underthrown. And number 28 for Big Red was able to get a hand on it. That was Demetrius Brandon, and knock it away. Number 31, Seamus Nixon, now at one of the cornerback positions.
Russell fires again. He's got a man out near midfield, Ben Atkins. Coming up with a stop, William Jackson and Caleb Westlake.
I'll tell you, that time, Dominic Lyle. Lytle.
Yep.
Looked like he was going to intercept that. He's an inside linebacker, made a nice drop, and bang, all of a sudden a receiver came and took the ball and was able to get it upfield for a big gain on the first down.
Russell is going to be ripped down by Demetrius Brandon.
There was a big rush that time from the left side of the Big Red defensive front. Number 42 in there is playing the nose. That's Tyler Osman. But big rush was coming from number 65, John Elder. And also number 51, Jordan Banks.
Russell swings it out top side. It is caught. Trying to come back across the field is Jared Osborne. They gets it to Russell.
Wow.
You got a flag. Forward, illegal forward pass.
No, it was a fumble.
Oh, it was a fumble? I looked down, to be honest, I looked down
I
for a
thought
second.
it was a fumble.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
was
it's
illegal
called.
forward pass.
So we take possession of the ball, 5 yards from here, and third down.
Devon Campbell on the back.
We'll see right here. It's it's that little bubble screen.
Which wasn't designed to run clear back across the
No,
field.
it wasn't.
But it got blown up by Jordan Banks. You know, I looked down again. I looked down in the live play, looked down in the replay. Twice I missed that.
31.
There's the handoff, Thompson. He's got some running room across the 40 to the 47, ball on the ground.
I think they're going to call him down, Don.
Yeah.
Number 20 comes up with the ball for Big Red. That's Jovan Wallace.
And that'll do it for the ball game. Clock ticking down. Steubenville Big Red 5-0. Beaver Local falls to 1-4. Big Red wins at 27-6. Now upcoming for Big Red, Watterson will come here to Harding Stadium next week.
Ready, break.